Hey guys, this is Mark here from pixelfiendtech.com, and today we are going to be covering the question, is the iPhone 5S safe and should you trust Apple with your fingerprint? Okay, so we're really going to be talking about Touch ID here. A lot of people have been worried about if it's safe to use it, and also if you can trust Apple with this kind of information. So that is the first point we will cover. So first of all, I would like to say that Apple stated in their keynote that your fingerprints will not be saved on their servers or on the iCloud. They will only be saved locally on the A7 chip. So what this basically means is that to get your fingerprint, someone would have to steal your phone, take it apart, take out the A7 chip, and even then it only is saved to recognize it. It's not really saved with your fingerprints on it, I believe. So even if you manage to get the chip out of the phone and take information off the chip, which is going to be extremely hard to do, even then you're not going to get a clear image of what your fingerprint is. Now, a lot of people don't really want to believe Apple on this. A lot of people are just paranoid and want to doubt them. Personally, I believe it mainly because of the fact I don't think Apple would risk lying. Simply because if you think about it, if information came out that Apple had been storing your fingerprints and selling them, giving away information, things like that, they would lose an unbelievable amount of sales and their reputation would rocket downwards. I just don't think Apple would take a risk like that because they would lose so many customers if information like that came out. Now, another point is it's going to be much easier if someone is willing to take your phone, take out the chip and do all that stuff. Why would they bother doing that when they could just, for example, sit next to you in a bar and take your glass and scan where you've touched that glass or something like that. There are much easier ways to get someone's fingerprint than to remove the processor from their phone. So personally, I think it's safe to give Apple your fingerprints. Obviously, if you don't trust them, then don't use it. It's simple as that. But personally, I trust them with that information. So next up, which is a fairly big point, is it safe to use this as protection for your phone? So basically, if you use this as protection for your phone, i.e. to unlock it, will that protect your phone? In my opinion, again, the answer is yes. Obviously, not everybody feels this way. There have been videos released of people bypassing, or they call it hacking, but it isn't really hacking, the fingerprint scanner by taking an extremely high resolution picture of your finger and then holding that up against the fingerprint scanner. Now, it's going to be very unlikely for someone to do that because it's going to be very hard to take a picture in that high quality, and even just to get a picture of your fingerprint in that high quality is going to be very hard for someone to do. I really don't think many people would bother doing that kind of thing. So other people are just generally wondering, is it safe? Well, what I'm going to ask you is, what do you think is more complicated for someone to do? Look over your shoulder and see what your passcode is, or find somewhere where you've left your fingerprint, take an extremely high resolution picture of that fingerprint, then get a high resolution printer, print that image out on special material, then steal your phone and put it up against the home button. Surely just looking over your shoulder and looking at your password is going to be so much easier, and generally a lot of people are very good at guessing passwords by looking at things like your Facebook profile and other things like that. So in my opinion, even though Touch ID is possible to get past, I think other methods of security are much easier to bypass, but that is only my opinion. So overall, personally, I think Touch ID is a good thing. Obviously, if you don't want to trust Apple, simply don't use it. So I highly doubt Apple would give away your information, and if they did, they would be in huge turmoil. They would get sued from all sides and they would lose virtually all their reputation. And as for just phone security, there are much easier ways to get into someone's phone rather than having to scan their fingerprints. So I hope that kind of wraps it up for you. I hope that covers all your questions. Hopefully you if you have an iPhone 5S, you like this feature. If not, as I said, why would you use it if you don't trust them? Personally, I think a lot of people are just being paranoid, and for some reason people just want to jump on the bandwagon and hate Apple. Personally, I don't hate Apple. I do think there are some things certainly they could improve on, but you could say that about every company. If you enjoyed this video, or if it answered a question for you, or if it simply helped you, please leave a comment below. And if you disagree with what I said, I'm happy to hear your opinions. Of course, I may be wrong. There is a small chance Apple could be selling your information and all that stuff, but again, I highly doubt it. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please give it a like, a share, and why not subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you very much for watching. See you.